100. Gentleman from Campbell, Mr. Ferris.
Mr. Speaker, speaking to the bill.
Gentleman has the floor.
Mr. Speaker, I want to tell the House a little story. The other day, Buddy Fowler and I were walking back to our office, and a buddy of ours came out in his big black Tahoe, and he stopped and he said, "Hey, Matt, how you doing?" I said, "I'm doing good, Terry. How you doing?" He said, "Well, I'm doing good." He said, "You know, the First Lady and I are farming now." And I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "We planted a big garden to help keep Richmond from being a dead zone, a desert for fresh food." And I said, "Well, that's great. How's it working?" He said, "Well, it's doing pretty good, but said the rabbits are eating us out of house and home. They're just eating everything that grows." So Buddy said, "Hey, Terry, I can fix that. I got some rabbit dogs. We'll come over and get the rabbits." He said, "That sounds great." He said, and I said, "Look, I think the Speaker will let us off early Friday. So we'll come over Friday afternoon and go rabbit hunting." So, anyhow, so he says, "You know, the Speaker's real interested in hunting these days. I'm going to invite him." I said, "That sounds great." And he said, "You know, my buddy Todd Gilbert, he really helped me with the gun legislation last year." Said, how about, can you get him to come?" And I said, "Sure." So Friday afternoon, we head over to Terry's to go rabbit hunting. And we get over there, and here comes a Kilgore gang from Southwest Virginia. They said, "We heard y'all were going rabbit hunting. We want to go rabbit hunting." We said, "Well, sure, come on." So we get over there to the governor's mansion, and there's Delegate Lopez and Delegate Simon. And I said, "Mr. Governor, what in the world are we doing?" He said, "Well, you know, these boys, they're scared of guns, they hate guns. And I want them to see how guns are used in a good manner to go hunting." So Kilgore gang, Southwest Virginia gang, they said, "You know, it's a lot of people here." I said, "We think we're going to move on down the hill." So we turn the beagles out in the garden, and we're walking along, and all of a sudden the rabbit jumps up and the dogs take off, and down the hill they go. And I said, "Terry, if you talk to your neighbors, they okay with us hunting here?" And he said, "Oh yeah, they're going towards Ralph Northam's place. That's no problem. He's a good friend of mine. Everything's okay." And he said, "If they go back this way," said, "you know, Paul, he's a great neighbor of mine. He's fine with them running over towards the house chambers." So we having a good time, and all of a sudden the rabbit runs down there by the Kilgore gang, and they shoot and miss him. Ooh. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So the dogs turn down by the Department of Justice, and they start up the hill, and they're really getting after him. And Buddy's bragging, said, "Look at those bad girls go." And the governor says, "Oh no." And I said, "What's wrong, Governor?" He said, "They going to Miss Shaw's place." And said, "Miss Shaw controls this hill, and she don't want any dogs on her place." So here goes Todd and I and Delegate Lopez and Delegate Simon and Buddy Fowler and you, Mr. Speaker, and we're chasing those dogs. We're coming around in front of the Capitol, and we meet Susan Shaw. And Miss Shaw runs out there, and she said, "Bill Howe, I told Bill Stanley to keep his dogs out of this place, and he couldn't come over here and hunt, and you not coming hunting, and Terry McAuliffe not coming hunting, and you boys better wait here because the Capitol Police is on their way." Mr. Speaker, somebody has to pay a $100 fine. In all seriousness, ladies and gentlemen, the time-honored tradition of dog hunting has some problems. There are some bad actors, and I'm very well aware of them. I've been associated with some of them. But in Mark chapter 12, Jesus tells us, in all seriousness,
House will come to order. We're getting to the good part now.
in Mark chapter 12, Jesus tells us to love our neighbors. And this bill does not accomplish that. And I know that's the patron of this bill's intention, but it'll cause a lot of civil unrest in the rural communities of Virginia when people get upset over a simple mistake of the Kilgore gang missing a rabbit.
The gentleman from Suffolk, Mr. Jones, moves 1,000 copies of the speech.